Welcome to Python 3 Beginner 5, Functions. Every video will have all slideshows and code available in the description. Now functions are a way of splitting up our program by grouping code to complete a task. By grouping code that may need to be run more than once, we can save ourselves time, rather than typing out identical code multiple times. This also makes for smaller code to work with. Functions are quick and easy to write in Python. We define a function with a name, and then associate code with that name, creating a function. Then we can call that function from anywhere in our running code. So let's have a look at a basic function that prints out hello 2 times. We'll create a new Python file called toot5.py. So let's come across to Ubuntu here. I'm going to go vim toot5.py. Now I'm going to go into insert mode, and we're going to use the def keyword to define a new function. So def, and we'll give it the name hello. Our functions have brackets, so we'll add the brackets onto the end, and we're going to use the colon operator again to let it know that we're going to go down a line and indent and have a block of code. So we're going to indent one, and all this code is going to belong to the hello function. So let's do print, open bracket, hello, and we'll print out the hello string. And let's go to the next line and indent again to make sure it belongs to the hello function. And we're going to print, open bracket, open quotes, hello, close quotes and close brackets. And that's our hello function written. Now let's go back over to the very left hand side again, and we're going to create another print statement, but this one isn't going to belong to the hello function. And we're going to print out started. Okay, now after we've printed out started, we're going to call the name of our function. So to call it, we just say its name. So hello, and we add its brackets onto the end. Now let's right quit and have a look at this running. So we're going to type python 3 toot5.py. And when we run that, we get started hello hello. Okay, let's open it up and we'll edit it quickly again. And this time we're going to call the name of the hello function 3 times. So hello once, and then we're going to do hello again. We're going to call its name, and hello one more time to call its name. Now if we right quit and save this, and we run it again, we see we get started, and then we get hello printed out 6 times. Now, you may have noticed that we call the hello function after the print started. Started is the point in which our program actually starts. This is because the def keyword tells the interpreter that we are defining a function for later use. Returning. Returning is the concept of passing back or returning a value to the place the function was called or used from. So let's make a function to get an integer from the user, and we'll pass the result back to our program. So let's come back over to Ubuntu, and we'll edit our toot5.py. Now we're going to change our hello function, and we're going to rename it to get integer. And then inside our get integer, we're going to write some very familiar code that we used in the last couple of tutorials. We're going to create a variable, let's call it result, and we're going to make it equal an int of input, open bracket, and then we're going to put please enter an integer, colon, close quotes, close brackets, and close brackets again. And then we're going to return result. And this will return result back to where we call get integer from. Okay, now let's come back down to our program, and after our print started, we're going to create a variable called output. So output, and we're going to make output equal the result of get integer. So we're going to call our function get integer, and the result from it is going to be stored into output. Now we're going to print out the value of output. Okay. So let's try running this. So we're going to right quit and save, and we're going to try running it. Now you see we get started, please enter an integer. So I'll enter in 5, and we get 5 outputted. So you may notice that we use the input function. This is a function written by the creators of Python. Now, this program doesn't do anything impressive, but it's a lot neater than what we've done before. Okay, so creating main. If you've studied any other programming languages, you'll notice that most have a main function, a place where the program starts, even though our program will still run. It's a good practice and design to create a main function. However, we have to tell Python we are using a main function. So let's edit our last program to have a main function. So we're going to edit and we're going to add main, and we have to check to run main. Okay, so let's come back over to Ubuntu and we're going to edit our toot5.py. Now, to add a main function, we need to define another function. So let's go back before our started, and we're going to type def, and we'll call it main, open brackets, close brackets, and we're going to do our colon again. Now we want our print started, our output get integer, and our print output to be part of our main function. So we need to tab it in and make it belong to the main function. Okay. So now all our code belongs to our main function. Now we need to tell Python we're using our own main function. So to do this, we write an if statement. So we go if underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to, so double equals, open quotes, underscore underscore main underscore underscore close quotes, and then we're going to do our colon to let it know we're going to indent. We indent, and then we call our main function. So we write its name, which is main. And this will tell Python that we want to use our main function. So let's right quit, and let's try running it. So we run it, we see we get started, please enter an integer. So we'll put in 6 this time, and we get 6 outputted. So the name in the if that we just used, so name, is a special variable that the interpreter creates when executing a Python file. It's beneficial to do this for writing module code. Basically, if it checks that the program was currently executed to then use our main function. However, if someone tries to import our file and use it in their program, the code will not be run. Okay, so let's jump back over to the slideshow. Now, there is one more thing we can do with functions, and that is parameters. Just like we are able to pass values out of our function, we are able to pass them in also. These parameters go inside the brackets of our function. So let's alter our program to make a variable for the prompt we want to put on screen when we ask for input. Okay, so let's edit our toot5, and we're going to pass a string into the getInteger function. So we come back over to Ubuntu and edit our program, and inside our getInteger function, inside the brackets, we're going to create a variable. So let's call it prompt. Now with that prompt string, we're going to put it straight into our input function. So instead of please enter an integer, we're going to put the prompt variable. Okay. Now this means we have to change when we call our getInteger function. So currently we've got output equals getInteger, and we have nothing inside the brackets. Instead, we're going to use it kind of like we use our input function. So we're going to ask please enter an integer, and we use it here. So we're going to pass the string please enter an integer in with our getInteger function. So this means we can also, if we want, call output2. We'll create a variable called output2 and make that equal to getInteger again. So we're going to call the getInteger function, and let's go please enter another integer, and then we'll close quotes and close our brackets off. And this will go and get another integer, and it will change the output string, but still using our getInteger function. So let's try running this. So I'm going to right quit, and we'll try running it. So we get started, please enter an integer, we'll do 5, and then we see we get please enter another integer, and we will do 6. And we get the output 5 because we didn't print out our output 2. So This program doesn't really change for what our user sees, however our getInteger function is now easy to use and we can use it anywhere and change what its prompt is. We can add as many parameters as we like just by separating each one with a comma. This concludes our look at functions in Python. Don't fear if you don't remember all of this, you can easily come back and rewatch the video to consolidate all of the information. If you have any questions and you can't find the answer after a quick Google search, feel free to leave it in the comments. Next we'll be covering iteration. Thanks for watching.